Hi everyone, we're back and I'm here with Nehemias Ruben with Collaborative Services, and we're here to talk about your business and let people know. I know this is such a huge topic right now, generators and getting generators. Especially after all the flooding and all the stuff we've had for several years in the past, but I think the freeze really freaked people out, and because that was something so unexpected. I think none of us were prepared for not having water, not having electricity for days on end. And I'm sure now, I think people were thinking about generators before, and they started getting them after, the Memorial Day and tax day floods and Harvey and all that. But now it's even probably 30,000 times worse.
Oh, yeah.
Or better for you, because that's a ton of business coming your direction. But tell me a little bit about yourself personally and kind of what got you into the business and things like that.
I got into the business when I was young. Right out of high school, I decided I wanted a trade that I could work anywhere in the world. And I thought about contracting work, and I was moving bricks, and I said, no, that's not for me. So I decided I wanted to be an electrician. I figured I could work anywhere in the world if I wanted to. If we wanted to live in another country, I'd be able to support myself and my family. I have a wife, 3 teenagers and a 3-year-old.
Oh, God bless you.
But yeah, we originally were doing electrical work, just mainly electrical service work. And then me and my business partner just looked at each other and said, hey man, let's start doing generators. And it's just been picking up ever since, but after this freeze, excuse me, I don't think anybody was expecting that, but there's people who are like, never again.
So how long have you been doing generators?
So we've been doing generators for 2 years now.
Oh, okay.
I've done them off and on in the past, just never at this scale. So we've learned a lot from doing generators. We're all certified. Everybody who works for us is licensed and certified to do it through Generac. Yeah, we love it.
I know, so there's different types of generators out there and stuff, but Generac seems to be the one that has a great reputation, and it's been around for a long time. And I guess what's the process that your employees have to go through to get licensed to do that, just so they know how qualified people are that actually are
so all of our guys who work for us have to be licensed electricians, number one. Number two, they have to take an 8-hour class online, and then they have to go to a Generac class, which is typically in Dallas or in Sugar Land, and it's about a 2-day class. That's just for the air-cooled units. Then you have the liquid-cooled units, which is a little bit more extensive training. And you have to do multiple hours of class for the liquid-cooled, and then you have to go again and do the liquid-cooled training with Generac. And then you have the industrial generators, where you get into, and that's the bigger thing, bigger generators that are probably the size of cars. And there's extensive training through that. It's probably one of the hardest tests I've ever had to take.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had to study for a long time for that test,
Yeah,
huh?
most definitely, definitely.
Well, I think that's important. I know personally as a real estate agent, I've called several people, for clients and stuff, and I think one of the reasons I had you on the show, or also have provided your services to some of my clients, is that everyone was certified and he gave me an answer right away. He didn't kind of beat around the bush. A lot of contractors you call, a lot of people you call, they'll beat around the bush, like, oh, I have to come out and I have to see and the size and this and that. It's like, as soon as I called you, you told me there's this size, it's this price, it's this price. What do they want to do? Do they want to run their whole house? They just want to run their refrigerators. You can buy it this price or this price. Bam, done. It's not so complicated as to kind of what you have to do to come in and measure where you need to be. It's like, yes, you have to figure out where to put it, but you can tell me a price, right?
Exactly.
So people don't give me a price. So I love that honesty from you, that it was like right off the bat, it's either this or this, in a home. depending on what they want to do and what they want to spend. And he even told me one of the higher priced ones, you're like, some people do it just because they want all this stuff in their house, but it's a waste of money, honestly. They don't need all that.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that as well, that you weren't just trying to milk people for the money, aspect of it. You were being honest and true and wanting that. So that was awesome. What's the lead time on getting a generator?
So an air-cooled generator right now, if I got a phone call from somebody, if it's not in the city limits, I can have it installed in about a month. If it is in the city limits, it takes about 6 weeks because of the process we got to go through with whatever city to get the permitting taken care of.
Okay.
We have to do one-line drawings, load analysis. We have to send in a site survey. I mean, it's just a long process, and then the city takes anywhere between 10 to 16 business days to get you that permit.
Oh, wow.
And then we still have to coordinate with CenterPoint or Entergy, whoever your Entergy provider is. And we got to get them a one-line drawing and a load analysis, and they have to approve the transfer switch. But an air-cooled unit, you're looking at about a month to 6 weeks. A liquid-cooled unit, you're looking at about 10 to 12 weeks.
So what's the difference? You keep saying these two different units. What's the difference?
So an air-cooled unit is cooled by air. It's a lot louder. It's probably about 68 decibels. And a liquid-cooled unit has a car engine in it. So it's got Freon. It has a radiator. It's a lot quieter. It could be running, and we
More
can
expensive?
have way more expensive. They almost double in price, but I mean, we could sit here and carry on a conversation and not have to raise our voices at all with the liquid cooled unit.
Okay, so it's worth it for some people, but I
It
mean,
is. There's people who say, yeah, I want the liquid cooled unit, and then when you give them the price, they're like, hey, let's talk about that air cooled you were telling me
But
about.
I sleep with a sound machine every night, with white noise, so it would just be my white noise,
Yeah.
in my backyard. Why not, So I think that would be a good thing.
Yeah, some people tell me that too. They're like, I'm not worried about the noise because if I hear the generator running and I don't have lights, it's like a sweet sound for me. So.
What made you decide to be an electrician in the end? I know we kind of talked about that earlier, because it's something you could be all over the world. Do you love to travel? Is that kind of what you were thinking?
I love to travel. I just didn't know where I was going to end up. I was young. I was fresh out of school. I was more scared about choosing a right career or choosing the right path. And I think it just kind of amazed me what electricity could do. And I get real bored real quick with things. And there was always something to learn with electricity. So
Yeah.
I liked it.
What hours do y'all work?
So we work from 6 in the morning to sometimes 10 at night. We also do 24-hour service electrical work. So if you call me on Christmas Day, I'll probably be the one answering the phone, and we'll come out and figure out what's going on. Now, it's for an emergency. We're not going to come out if somebody's light's not turning on in their closet.
In their closet,
Yeah,
It's like if your whole house is off, maybe.
Yeah.
So you don't just provide generators, you provide
Electrical
general electrical services as
Yes,
well. I
we
know
do.
we focus so much on the generators because it's such a hot topic right now, but make sure
Yeah,
that
so we do, some of our high-end clients is City of Houston. We take care of Woodlands Resort, Howard Hughes, Harris County. We do a lot of the schools, police stations, libraries. We do all their preventative maintenance and upgrades for the schools and stuff. But yeah, we stay pretty busy.
So just like a realtor, you're kind of like on call 24/7 pretty much, but even worse because I can't go out and fix anyone's anything. But
Man, I don't know if you could put us on that high of a bar. Realtors got to do a lot.
Yeah, well, we just have to be on call at all times, and most of the time people want to text us or call us late night. Luckily, I'm a night owl, so it works out for me that that's usually when I'm not running around showing property or doing something anyway. It's time to answer the phone calls and kind of sort through everything. So
Most definitely.
but with you, it's more like on call. You've got to get out the door and go do what you need to do. How many people do you have on your team or crew that work for you?
So we have about 10 crews. We have 9 salespeople, and then we have 4 people in the office. We've drastically grown from the beginning of this year till now, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
That's awesome. So you kind of have that now, that relationship with Generac directly to where you've become like kind of the preferred vendor for them here, or and so that's why you're able to get things to people quicker than maybe some of the other people.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, so we kind of forecasted out for the freeze, and we purchased a lot of generators before the freeze. So you have to order them in advance, and they take time to get here. There's still people who ordered generators back in October who still don't have them now. But we placed a few $1 million in orders for generators, and we have them coming in weekly.
That's awesome. So you kind of prepared yourself. I mean, because I guess it was, beyond the floods, and you didn't know that the freeze was going to happen, but
no.
it was.
It was definitely a gamble that paid out for sure.
And so you can pretty much, offer that service to anyone at this time, and they're available to get you generators. I mean, like I said, lead time is probably, half, if not a third of the time that I've heard from other people calling. I know even personally, my mother called and said, oh, one of my friends wants a generator. It was like going to be 3 months just to even get like an appointment, It was like to get on their calendars. And I called you guys and said, hey, do you have time? And your mom called me back and literally in 10 minutes and said, yeah, I can come this afternoon. It's like, that's awesome. And then they're going to be 6 weeks. So before they even had an appointment to even get a consultation on it, these people already have the generator in their home. So that's pretty awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, so we a lot of our competitors won't buy generators up front. They want to get a deposit from the customer, and then they use that deposit money to go buy their generator. And we buy them up front. We take the risk of having them in stock and getting rid of them. And I think with big risk comes big rewards.
I think it was really cool when you told me, like, when I met you guys and like realized that like it's your mom works for you. I mean, it's like a family business, and.
Yeah, so my business partner, we actually met off the coast of Venezuela in a little country called Curacao. We both worked offshore, and we rode the rig back to Houma, Louisiana, and jumped off the chopper and rode back to Houston back in 2011. And we've been hanging out ever since. I mean, our kids hang out with each other's kids, and my wife's good with his wife, and we just kind of hit it off. And treat everybody like family, especially at our company. We love it.
And I think that's the basis of any business, right? You want not only I think people feel that when they do business with people that are happy with what they're doing and working with people that they enjoy working with. And that always makes a huge difference, and making that connection. I think, and real estate in general, and every kind of thing that you offer, any kind of service that you offer, as long as I think the person on the other end can offer that same level of service, I think that's what makes all of us successful together, right? Is be able to kind of lean on each other, to know that when you give someone a lead or you give someone anything like that, that they're able to satisfy your customers in a way that makes them happy and feel like they were serviced in a positive way and quickly, you know? So it's like you want to give someone a phone number and you want to get it done quickly, then definitely call Collaborative Services as far as electrician work, but especially generators. I think that's kind of more the bread and butter, and that's really what y'all have a stronger focus on at this point. And I think it's the more unique side of their business that allows them to be able to provide a service that a lot of other people aren't able to provide, because they do actually have those generators in stock and able. It's interesting how many. You tell me that they have to get, because obviously we deal with new construction all the time, and we're always waiting on the city to put in the gas lines or to put in this or that, or meters and all that. I didn't even think that a generator would need to have to get permitted, because if I put in a new air conditioner, it doesn't need to be permitted, but does it? I don't think so. But a generator, you do have to get it permitted.
Oh yeah, and like it's real bad. Like for Seabrook or Baytown, I mean, there's an extensive process you need to go to get permitting over there, and they just require some stuff sometimes that I think is unreal. But hey, we got to do what they want to do to play by the rules.
What is the reasoning of why they have to? Why does it need to get permitted? Because I guess it's taking.
Well, because it's going to be an attachment of a home. You have to tie into the electrical system. You have to tie into the gas system, natural gas or propane. So they want to make sure that people that are licensed are touching this equipment, because at the end of the day, somebody could get hurt, if they do it wrong.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you want your house to be, they're certified, so that makes it that extra level, because like I said before, the people that I called before to ask about this service, and to ask about getting generators for my clients, seemed like had no idea what they were talking about. I mean, just because they were like, oh, we have to come, we have to do this, we have to do that. I'm like, why can't you just give me a price, you know? How soon can I get on your books to come do this, you know? And it was, I guess, not amusing in the sense that I appreciated the fact that you were able to just give me those answers right away, provide the service, you know. People came out, you were I think when I called one time, y'all were at an expo or something, like, we can go after the expo. I'm like, that's okay, you can go tomorrow, you know? But if today works, it works. But I appreciate you coming on the show and offering, you know, everyone here services. If y'all need a generator, please call Collaborative Services. How can they get a hold of you?
They can call us at 936-228-2916 or go to collaborativeservicestx.com. You can also reach us on Facebook and make your own appointment. And you can call me if you can't get a hold of them via my cell, 281-386-2562.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you
We'll be
for having me.
right back in a few minutes.